Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of podcast. My name is Bello Kafayat. I'm a nursing student and here with me is my colleague.
Hello, my name is Gwabe Tumde Clorance and I'm also a nursing student.
In today's episode of podcast, we'll be talking about stress. First of all, we'll talk about what is stress itself, what type of stress do we have, and a simple way to manage stress. Stress is a hormone response from the body. It is the way the brain and the body respond to any damages or any challenges that we encounter in our day-to-day lives. This response we're talking about starts with part of our brain that is called hypothalamus, a region of the forebrain below the thalamus. This part of the brain is the one that coordinates both the autonomic nervous system and the activity of the pituitary gland. And this part of the brain is also the one that controls the general body balance, like the body temperature, the thirst, hunger, and also other body balance like sweating, and it also involves in sleep and emotional activities. When you are stressed, the first thing that happens is this part of the brain, hypothalamus, sends signals throughout your nervous system and also to the kidney. And in turn to this response, the kidney will release an hormone, a stress hormone called cortisol and adrenaline. When these hormones are secreted in small secretions, they are very good because they help the body to control stress and they also help the body to respond to this stress. But when you have stress and the stress becomes a long-term stress, the kidney will keep on releasing cortisol, and when the body is being overloaded with this hormone, it becomes a stressful reaction in which that will affect the way the body naturally responds to stress on its own. Everyone experiences stress from time to time, but one thing that is very important is we have to pay attention to how we deal with both minor and major stressors that we have in our life. So you should all know when to seek for help. We have different kind of stress, so my colleague will go through this.
Okay, thank you. So I will talk about the types of stress. It is important to note that not all types of stress are harmful or even negative. Some of the different types of stress that you might experience include acute stress. Acute stress is a very short-term type of stress, and it can either be positive or more distressing. And this type of stress is a stress that we encounter in our daily life. Another type of stress is chronic stress. Chronic stress is a stress that seems not to end. And an example of this stress is like a bad marriage. You know, when you're in a marriage which is not going, the feelings, the stress that you're going through at that level of stress is a chronic stress. Another type of stress is eustress. It is important to know that this eustress is a positive stress. It is a fun and exciting type of stress. For example, when you're going for skiing or when you're in a race and you have to meet a deadline, that feeling, that moment, the way you feel, the stress you have is a positive stress, so it is eustress.
Like we have said before, we encounter stress in our day-to-day lives. Everyone experiences stress, and this example of stress can be the routine stress that are related to pressures that we have from school, pressures from school, from assignment deadlines that you have to submit this assignment at this time, maybe from presentation. It could be from maybe project or a report that you have to submit and the deadline is already close. Through this, you can actually become stressed. And also, it could be a stress that we experience from family. Maybe you are the only one, you have to balance between work and family, take care of your kids, and then still work at the same time. And also other responsibility that you have to be there for, maybe back home, it could be family. All this can lead to stress, and it can result to a negative change in the way you see things. It can affect your emotion. You can feel so down. You can become inactive even in class. It can affect the way you walk. It can affect the way you react to people. People who experience this kind of stress can have a temporary emotional or physical symptoms, although some people might be able to recover from these symptoms as soon as possible, while some people stay in it. They find it difficult to get out of the mood of the situation. It is very important to know how to manage it. One thing that you should always look out for is when you are stressed, you should be able to recognize the kind of feeling that you're having at the moment. So you should look out for some effects. There are things that you should look out for when you're experiencing stress. For instance, maybe when you're stressed, you feel like suddenly that your fingers are shaking, or maybe you might feel like off balance, or maybe sometimes you feel so dizzy, and all this can be as a result of hormonal release. And you should look out for that. Then you should know what to do, or like maybe try to calm yourself down. Also, when you are feeling stressed, you might feel this kind of hotness from within inside. This might be as a result of rise in blood pressure, or maybe as a result of excessive body heat. And you might start sweating from forehead through your armpit to your groin area. And another negative effect of stress is you might have a digestive problem, such as constipation, which you might even find it difficult to lose weight. So also it can also result to a chronic headache, that maybe every now and then you have headache, like migraine, like that will be very, very serious. Time stress also, when you have long time stress, it can actually increase your risk of mental health disability, such as anxiety and depression. So it is very, very important for us to take care of our mental health. We should take care of our stress level.
There are many ways to manage stress, and one of the ways you can manage stress is by being observant. You have to observe your body. It is very important. Like when you notice that there are some differences in the way you sleep, like you start taking too much alcohol, you start to use some substances, you start getting angry, and you start feeling maybe depressed, you should know that this is a signal that you're facing stress. So this is why it is important to always observe your body. Another way that we can manage stress is by doing regularly and exercise. So on a regular basis, it is important to do exercise, even if it's just like 30 minutes walk a day. You need to do it, because this helps you to boost our mood. This helps us to boost our mood and to improve our health. So try as much as you can to do some exercise if you feel that you're in a stressful situation. Another way that we can manage stress is by setting goals and priorities. Like when you're doing something, or when you feel that you are lonely or you're thinking a lot, it's good for you to try to do some other thing. You try to do something, you set a goal for yourself that you want to do this or you want to do that, and you concentrate to do it, and you work hard to achieve the goal that you set for yourself. Another way that we can improve or manage our stress is by trying relaxing activity. So you need to try to, sometimes if you feel that you're stressing, or you feel that you are not in a good mood, or you are not feeling fine, you can just try to relax. You try to do some breathing exercise. You breathe in, you breathe out, and you try to do some meditation. This also helps to release stress.
Yeah, another way in which we can actually manage stress is to try to stay connected with people. This actually helps a lot. It works for me, and I think it works a lot. Like, try to stay connected with your loved ones. We are social animals. We need people around. We need to feel loved. We need to feel people. We can't just stay alone or isolate ourselves. So I felt this is very important. So we need to stay connected to people. And other forms in which we can manage stress is through psychotherapy, by trying to talk to maybe health provider, which can actually refer you to for some psychotherapy exercise, or for some psychotherapy section, to focus in helping you to identify what and how you are being stressed, what causes your stress. They can help you to identify what gives you stress, and they can help you in a way that you can change your negative thinking patterns. And also, if there is need for the use of medications, they can actually recommend some medications for you, maybe to aid your sleep, which is symptoms of stress. So thank you so much. This is all we have for this episode of podcast. Don't forget, try to sleep well, try to relax, drink a lot of water, and stay connected with people.